Radha Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gola Haribo, 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 Nittai Gola Haribo. Go Brahmandi Hari Hari Bo. Jam Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Paripalakacharya Turatarasi My Divine Grace Yasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prince Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vaidagada Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dhamma Ki Jai, Mayapur Dhamma Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jai Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 11, Calculation of Time from the Atom, Text 33. evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitam, apakṣitam vayaḥ-śapi, paramāyur vayaḥ-śatam, evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitaiḥ, apakṣitam ivāsyāpi, paramāyur vayaḥ-śatam, evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitaiḥ, apakṣitam ivāsyāpi, paramāyur vayaḥ-śatam. Evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitaiḥ, apakṣitam vayaḥ-śapi, paramāyur evaṁ-śatam. Evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitaiḥ, apakṣitam vayaḥ-śapi, paramāyur vayaḥ-śatam. Mataji? Evaṁ-vidhair aho-rātraiḥ, kāla-gatyopalakṣitaiḥ, apakṣitam vayaḥ-śapi, paramāyur vayaḥ-śatam. Evam, thus, vidhaiḥ, by the process of ahaḥ, days, āho-rātraiḥ, by night, kāla-gatyā, advancement of time, upalakṣitaiḥ, by such symptom, apakṣitam, decline, ivā, just like, asya, his, api, also, parama-āyuḥ, duration of life, vayaḥ, years, śatam, 100. Translation. Thus, the process of exhaustion of the duration of life exists for every one of the living entities, including Lord Brahmā. One's life endures for only 100 years in terms of the time in the different planet. Thus, the process of can you repeat? Thus, the process of the exhaustion of the duration of life exists for every one of the living beings, including Lord Brahmā. One's life endures for only 100 years in terms of the time in the different planet. Purport. Every living being lives for 100 years in terms of the time in different planets for different entities. Those 100 years of life are not equal to every case. The longest duration of 100 years belongs to Brahmā, but also the life of Brahmā is very long. It is expired in course of time. Brahmā is also afraid of his death, and thus he performed devotional service to the Lord just to relieve himself from the touch of illusional energy. Animals, of course, have no sense of responsibility, but even humans who have developed a sense of responsibility while waste their valuable time without engaging in devotional service to the Lord, they live merely unafraid of impending death. Thus, it is madness of human society. The madman has no responsibility in life. Similarly, a human being who does not develop a sense of responsibility before he dies is no better than the madman who tries to enjoy material life very happily without concern for the future. It is necessary that every human being be responsible in preparing himself for the next life, even if he has a duration of life like that of Brahma, the greatest of all living creatures within the universe. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Jnana Sharakaya Chakshum Minitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Thank you very much for coming. My respectful obeisance to all of you. First, I'm going to do the brief overview of this chapter, then we will discuss today's chapter. We are discussing chapter 11, the calculation of time from the atom. One chapter before, means chapter 10, Vidula and Maitreya were discussing about the process of creation, 10 divisions of creation. So in that discussion, Vidula asked, what about the time? The time is eternal and controlling the process of creation. He asked about time, but then for the answer to the question, Maitreya started talking about the process of the creation. There's a 10 different stages of creation. Then it was so fascinating. Vidula was like, wow, that's so wonderful. Can you go on more and more about the topic of creation? Then Maitreya remembered, actually, you asked about the time. So let us discuss about time for now. Then later on, we will continue about the process of creation. So therefore, chapter 11 is calculation of time from the atom. Then next chapter, chapter 12, they are going to discuss about the process of creation, specifically creation by Lord Brahmā. So calculation of time from the atom. Why the time has to be calculated from the atom? The Maitreya said, he started this chapter from the description of atom. There is many elements in the material world, but the smallest element is atom. Means many elements like earth, water, fire, air, so on. It's not like every element has different atom, but all the element was combination of atom. The atom is for all the elements same, but differently combined. Then that atom, how much atom is combined, that space the sun can cover, that is calculated as a time. Now how the time and the space can be related. For example, from here to yoga pit, how much distance is? How do you answer? Someone may answer, oh, from here to yoga pit is about 1 kilometer. Yes? And someone may say, oh, if you walk, maybe about half an hour. Maybe someone will say, if you take the cycle or total, then it takes 10 minutes. Maybe someone will say, if you take a taxi, it takes 5 minutes. Something like that. So that from here to the yoga pit, that distance, that space, the distance can be related to the time. Could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour, something like that. So the time and space are related. And now why we have to calculate it from the atom? That means if I say from here to yoga pit is 1 kilometer, but maybe someone will say, or we can say how many miles, means quarter mile, or maybe someone said, you can say by centimeter, how many centimeters from here to yoga pit. So different way of description, the distance. So Maitreya saying that we calculated from atom because atom is common for everyone. So how much atom are combined together, then that is for all the calculation will be same. Then Vidura was listening to this, and then he will think, I was also thinking, but the atom is so small, you can't even see how you can calculate from such a small particle. If you say 1 meter, it's okay, 2 meters is okay, but so small you can't even see the atom. How are you going to calculate? Then Maitreya said, okay, atom is so small you cannot see, but small atom particle is combined 6, then you can see. Then he gave the example, if you see the sunshine coming through the screen, then you can see the atom combination of 6. Then I was looking at, did you ever try this? I was looking at, I can't really say this is the dust I'm looking at or something sparkling. I'm just imagining atom combination of 6. But then maybe you can also try the Maitreya. She said you can see the atom, not one atom, but 6 atoms combined. You can see when the sun is coming through the screen. Then now after that, Maitreya Rishi is going to describe how different planetary systems and different living entities perceive the time differently. For example, for human beings, we live 100 years. And then for the Pitri, means forefather, they will, for them, for human being, 1 month is 1 day for the Pitri, forefather. That's why sometimes we do the, I don't know if you do Pitri Puja, every month they do. Then forefather, every month for human being is 1 day for them. So we are offering the food or something to forefather every month. But for them, they are receiving every day. And then for the demigod, means demigod in the Svarga loka, they have the duration for human being 1 year, whole year means whole year means whole year, 360 days, equal to Svarga loka's inhabitant 1 day. That's why, suppose if you have a Ganesha Puja, if you offer laddu to Ganesh once in a year, then for Ganesh, he is receiving every day, something like that. And for the Manu, Manu is the forefather of living human being. For them, 71 plus little bit Yuga cycle, that is for one duration of life. That is 100 years for Manu. That is 4,320,000 years is one Yuga cycle. So 100 times more than that is Divya Yuga, right? 4,320,000 is one Kali Yuga, and then 10 times more than that is one Divya Yuga, and 71 times of that, that is plus a little bit, that is one Manu's duration of life. And not only Manu, but then, when Manu appears, there is a different Indras and Chandras and all the administrators, they also appear. So they have the duration of 71 Yuga cycle. And Lord Brahmā, everybody knows, 1 Chatra Yuga times 100, that is Sahasra Yoga, yeah? So 1,000 Yuga cycle is 1 day of Lord Brahmā. And then he has 1 month, 30 days, and 360 days in 1 year. Means for us, 365 days, but then for very calculation, they calculate 360 days. Then calculation comes to 3,011 million years to the Lord Brahma's duration of life. Not only Lord Brahmā, but those who are living in the Brahma Loka, Satya Loka, they also have similar lifespan. And then after he described, Maitreya described about the different duration, he started to describe about the destruction of the universe. So all these are due to the time factor. Time factor is Krishna's energy. And then because of time energy is moving, time factor not only make the creation possible, but the destruction will also be possible. So the destruction comes every night of Lord Brahmā. The strong heat will come, then strong rain will come, then the destruction, then the flood will overflow up to Svarga. That is just like in Mayapur. You have ever experienced flood in Mayapur? Yes, of course. So yeah, if you haven't, then you are missing something. You should have experience. So the Ganga flood, usually, when flood comes, usually they give the news, okay, it's going to be flood, you have to be careful, everyone has start making the luggage upstairs, start buying the rice and the muri or whatever, you have to fill up the gas bottle. But usually the residents of Mayapur, we know, it's not going to flood. This year also, there was a big rumor, it's going to be flood, everyone has to be careful, and then everyone started moving the stuff, and some devotees started leaving Mayapur. But a long time in Mayapur, it's not going to be flood. Even those who are in the shop, they don't even pack up anything, they don't do anything. So we know it's going to be flood, we are not going to be flood. But if it's going to be flood, those who are staying in the ground floor, they have to move the luggage upstairs. They have to start moving to the guest house to a higher place. So first, so much rain comes. Usually 1 week heavy rain, then we know it's going to be flood. And then Brahmachari will take all the sandbag on the bank of the Ganga and lift up the bank with the sandbag. Overnight, whole night they will work hard to make it higher. So the Ganga was actually crossing the road, but because of Brahmachari's hard work, they put the sandbag, Ganga will not cross. But sometimes even that, the Ganga will cross. Then those who are living downstairs, they have to go upstairs. So in that way, here also, when the strong heat will come from Anantasesh, then after that, so much rain will come, then the water will come, then those who are living in the lower planetary system and Bhuva local and Svaruga local, they have to be under the water. And Mahaloka, they don't get flooded, but still they have strong heat from down, so they will move upstairs. They have adhikar to move to another planet. So it's like that. Then after that, Srivas Prabhu gave a wonderful class yesterday about the prayer of the inhabitant of Janaloka, right? So the people in Mahaloka, they move to Janaloka. Janaloka is one planetary system higher than Mahaloka. They offer prayers to Sankarsana. Sankarsana sometimes it's Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, but sometimes called Sankarsana because from Balaram, Sankarsana comes, so Sankarsana next Chaturvyuha, then after that Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu come. So sometimes Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is described as Sankarsana. Then now come to today's text. I will read today's text again. Thus, the process of exhaustion of duration of life exists for every one of the living beings, including Lord Brahmā. One's life endures for only 100 years in terms of the time in a different planet. So, because the duration for everyone, they feel like 100 years, but for others, they are different. For example, when King Indradyumna built Jagannath Puri temple, the Jagannath temple, yeah, he built the temple, and he wanted Lord Brahmā to come down to do the inauguration. So he went to Lord Brahmā Satyaloka to invite. Because the time is different, when he came back, nobody he knows was there, and they are like, who you are? And Indradyumna Maharaj said, I built this temple, and someone else, someone who was in the king this time, you didn't, I don't know you. This temple is mine. And then they have to explain how the time has passed and nobody knows. Indradyumna Maharaj built this temple or something like that. Another story. Revati. Revati is Balarama's wife. So the king, very powerful king, he wanted the daughter to be married, and he was wondering who is most suitable person. So he again, same way, he went to ask. And then by the time he came back, nobody knows. And then Revati is quite big because she's from another yuga. So they got to marry to Lord Brahmā according to the, I think, Brahma's suggestion. And then they have to adjust the height, and then they married. Another one, Arjuna. When Arjuna, after Pandava was sent to the exile, so they were going into the forest. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj told Arjuna, so you go to get some celestial weapon. We are going to fight with Kaurava. We have to get some strong army strength. Means they are not going to get many followers, so we have to be strong ourselves. So he suggested Arjuna to go to Indraloka. So Arjuna went to Indraloka, and Indra, of course, Arjuna is Indra's son, means partially. Part of Indra was Arjuna. So this is another story. Can I deviate? Maybe I shouldn't. So Indra was very happy that Arjuna came. Then he told Arjuna, oh Arjuna, please stay here for some time. Then Arjuna said, actually, I'm in the exile. My brother is waiting, so I have to go back quickly. Anyway, Indra kept Arjuna in Svargaloka for 4 days. After 4 days, Arjuna came back, and the 4 years was passed for the earthly planet. So in different planet, different time perception was there. Then here, in this purport, there are two very, very important points. One is everyone is afraid of death, and Lord Brahmā is performing devotional service to be away from despair. And another point is sense of responsibility. Prabhupada repeated the word responsibility 5 times in this purport. So we are going to discuss about these 2 points. Everyone is afraid of death. So the death happens because of the influence of the time. Influence of time is 6: birth, growth, produce, remain, then drown, and death. So the time is due to death. Death is due to time, and in the Bhagavatam, time is differently described in different places. Sometimes time is like a Krishna's energy. Sometimes it's said time is like a serpent. Sometimes time is described about elephant, very fearful, dark cage. So here is that Brahma performed the devotional service because he is afraid of death. Actually, not because afraid of death itself, but because Lord Brahmā, at least for our Brahmā, he is a pure devotee, so naturally he performed devotional service. But the point is, everyone is afraid of death, including Lord Brahmā. That is the point here. No matter how powerful they are. For example, Kamsa. Kamsa was so powerful, he was controlling the whole universe. Everyone was his servant, kind of. But he was so afraid of death. When he heard the voice from the sky during Devaki's wedding, Kamsa, you are such a fool. The son of your daughter, son of your sister, son of your sister will kill you. Then he picked up the sword and he wanted to kill Devaki immediately. Then Vasudeva said, "Oh Kamsa, why you are so afraid of death? Death is certain for everyone." So Prabhupada said in different purports regarding the death. Sometimes Prabhupada said, we should not afraid of the death. Sometimes Prabhupada said, we should be afraid of death. He said we should be afraid of death because if you are not afraid of death, then we will think we can have a happy life forever, so we don't get serious. Then he said why we should not be afraid of death is that is for the devotee. Because the devotees are protected by Krishna, so we should not be afraid of death. For a non-devotee, every second, every minute time pass, the death is approaching. And they are afraid of death because they don't know what will happen after the death. And they don't know how much suffering they have to go through. That's why they are afraid. Afraid means bias, that means don't know what will happen. That's why they are afraid. But for a devotee, Krishna gave assurance many times in Bhagavad Gita. Taktva deham punanjamma naiti maniti sojana. Jamma karma chame vidyan evam yoberi tattvata taktva deham punanjamma naiti maniti sojana. If you know the divine appearance and activities, then you will not take person again in this material world. Then again, this is Taktva de Jamma karma chame. This is 4th chapter. Bhakti Shastra, yeah. Then 8th chapter, Yanyam Bhapi Smaram Bhavin, Tajante Ante Kare Varantanta, Evaite Kanteya Satta, Dada Bhavita. Then Anta Karecha Mama Evan, Smaram Mukta Kare Varan. So whatever you remember that state, you will attain. And if you are thinking about Krishna, then they will attain Krishna. Then in 9, that is 8th chapter, then 9th chapter, he said, Kanteya patijanehi name bhakta panasati. My devotee will never perish. So do not worry. And at the end, 18th chapter, Sarva dharma parityajam ma ekam saranam bhajan. Ahantvan sarva papebhyo moksha-śami macha. Don't worry. I will protect you for all the sin. So do not worry. That is the Krishna's assurance. So therefore, Prabhupada said, the devotee should not be afraid of death. Yes, Prabhupada said, devotee also die, have to give up this body. But the difference is that this is last time for the devotee. After this, we will have eternal life. We don't have to die again. And many times we see the devotees leaving the body in Mayapur, especially. Mayapur is a place from where we can go back to Godhead. My Guru Maharaj described Mayapur like an airport. If you go to the Calcutta airport, from there you can take the flight and you can go wherever you like to go. So from Mayapur, many devotees departed. Last 30 years, 40 years, and I'm here. I have seen many devotees. I think Sankalpa Mata Chijamasami Prabhu has witnessed many devotees' departure. Recently, we have Rama Devi and Pankajami Prabhu, and we have, what's the name? What? Rama Devi, and that's Prabhu who was living in a building or next building, who have Govardhan Sila. Nirguna Prabhu, then Didima is a Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciple, but she used to cook for Radha Madhava for many years. And then we have Padma-lochana Prabhu. Then recently we have one Radha Madhava's Pujari. He used to worship small Radha Madhava. I don't know if you know him. He used to worship small Radha Madhava many years. And he used to do 12 o'clock arati. And he was simple brahmachari. He is such a nice devotee. Whenever I ask something, he was like, He doesn't speak much English, but then he is very sweet. So he had a cancer, and he was living in a brahmachari ashram for the treatment. One day, recently, Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, he is living in Lotus building upstairs, and his elevator was broken. Because the elevator is broken, he doesn't have to come down, but on that day he has to give Bhagavatam class. So I thought he can just cancel, the elevator is broken because he has to go with the elevator because he is on a wheelchair. But somehow he made his wheelchair and himself carry on the stairs. It's kind of so dangerous. I was so much in anxiety, and I hope he doesn't have any dangerous thing, but somehow he managed to come to Bhagavatam class, and he gave Bhagavatam class. And next day, I saw Bhagavatam class, so many thousand people watching, so he comes to give Bhagavatam class. Next day, again, the elevator was still not working, but then he made himself carry all the way from Lotus building top to down, and he went to Brahmachari ashram. And he was overseeing the Brahmachari ashram, and he went to see that Brahmachari, that Pujari, Radha Madhava Pujari. And then it was like so unexpected. He was on the deathbed. He has cancer. He served Radha Madhava almost whole life. Then he's there and he cannot get up from the bed. He was paying obeisance from the bed to Guru Maharaj. Then after 1 week, he left the body. Such a perfection, served Radha Madhava whole life. And then Guru Maharaj come, even the elevator is broken. He pay obeisance to Guru Maharaj. And after 1 week, that is in the middle of Kartik, during Ekadasi, and he left the body. And surrounded by devotee, and he has a last light. Such a wonderful thing for the devotees. Death is going back to Godhead. It's not like we die, so much pain. We have to go through so much pain, of course. But after death, we will not take person again. That is half of this purport. Then next half, responsibility. Prabhupada said, human being has a responsibility, animal has no responsibility, and if the madman cannot even think about their responsibility, that is like they have no sense of responsibility, and if the human being cannot think like that, they are wasting their life as human being. So what is this responsibility? Prabhupada here is that responsible in preparing himself for the next life. So for us, responsibility, we have many responsibility. As a mother, as a father, as children, they have to have the responsibility for studying. And then as a devotee, we have to perform devotional service. As a human being, he said, Prabhupada, he said, we have to end the human life. That means we have responsibility to prepare himself for the next life. That is the purport in here. Then apart from that, we have responsibility to carry out the order of the spiritual master. So there's many things to talk about the responsibility. Supposed to in Bhagavad Gita, two kinds of responsibility. Responsibility means duty. Two kinds of responsibility. One is when we are materially conditioned. Then we perform the responsibility of Vana ashrama. That means the responsibility of father and mother, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, so on. And Vaishya Shudra. What is the first? Brahmana, Vaishya. Sorry. I should know this from beginning of the Bhakti Shastri. Let's say Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So that, did I say okay? Okay. So this is the responsibility for we are conditioned. This is in the material world, everybody is conditioned. Krishna said, from the top of the planetary system to the lower, everyone is conditioned the material nature. Karana guna sangasta. Sada asa yoni jamashu. We are karana means kala means doesn't mean here time, but the kala means cause. Karana guna sangasa. Guna sangasa. Guna means material nature. Three mode of material nature. Karana guna sangasa. We are connected to three mode of material nature. Therefore, as long as we are here, we are somehow conditioned by the three mode of material nature. Sama is conditioned by goodness, passion, and ignorance, or combination of all. Therefore, when we are conditioned, we have to act according to our conditioned nature. That is the duty according to Varnashram. And when we are not conditioned, our duty as spirit soul, that is bhakti, that is devotional service. Because we are ultimately the spirit soul who are part and parcel of the Lord. Our ultimate responsibility is devotional service, serving Krishna. So that is devotional service. So we have two kinds of responsibility, but then here Prabhupada is talking about the responsible in preparing himself for the next life. That means Varnashram is karma yoga. Karma yoga means we are going to do activities. And Jnana Yoga, we are renouncing activity. So Arjuna asked many times in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Shastri student, Bhakti Bhava student, Bhakti Vedanta student, they of course knows. So there's a different type of yoga, but Krishna doesn't recommend Jnana Yoga because it is not natural to give up the activities. So he recommends Karma Yoga, but with Jnana. Means yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is overbearing. We are supposed to serve Krishna. So without giving up the activity itself, we act with the spirit of the service. So I have this conditioned nature. We will serve Krishna with all my condition, but everything belongs to Krishna. I myself belong to Krishna. Whatever I do, everything, all the result myself, everything is Krishna. Then connect to Bhakti Yoga. That is Krishna's recommendation. That's why when Arjuna said, I don't want to fight and I don't want to kill my relative, I don't want to kill Guru, Krishna said, okay, you do your karma, but you do in the spirit of serving Krishna. So karma yoga with jnana connected to bhakti is recommended. But if you start from jnana yoga, then jnana means renunciation of the activities. So that you have very high standard of the character. You have to be renounced. You have to eat only little. You have to see every living entity with accurate eyes. You should not have hate. You should not have desire. You should be living in an isolated place, something like that. So those who can do that, they can connect to the devotional service. But in that sense, that jnana, one aspect of jnana, desire for liberation, impersonal liberation become obstacle. So therefore, they have to give up the desire for impersonal liberation. Jnana, that aspect of jnana has to be given up. Then those who are jnani, but they have attraction for the impersonal liberation, but they respect Krishna, they will be connected to Bhakti Yoga. Then they can develop Bhakti for Krishna. So the ultimate responsibility for preparing himself to the next life, that means developing Bhakti. Because without Bhakti, Karma Yoga will not work, Jnana Yoga will not work. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga itself is within the mode of nature, because Karma Yoga, of course, and Jnana Yoga also, mode of goodness will not bring one, two out of the material world. So developing a Bhakti is necessary for human being. Then apart from that, that is in general description. Apart from that, for us, our responsibility as human being, Bhagavatam said, those who are born in a devotee, in a Bharata Varsha, who are born in India, can you put the hand? Wow. So what is your duty? Those who are born in India, your duty is to preach Krishna consciousness, right? So you know what it said. And then Prabhupada said, those who have life, who has life? Everybody, right? And those who has life, their duty is preach Krishna consciousness. That has no exception for everyone. And those who are devoted in Mayapur, they have to preach to the visitor who comes to Mayapur, and those who are going back to your country, they get the energy battery charge and go back to your country and redistribute Krishna consciousness. So in any case, we have no escape from this Prabhupada's statement. We have to preach Krishna consciousness because our going back to Godhead is guaranteed. Therefore, when we go back, if we go back alone, Krishna says, oh, you came back. It's good you came back. But if we go back with many together, then Krishna said, oh, you came back with so many together. I'm so happy you came back. Then Krishna will be so happy. I myself go, maybe Krishna okay, but then if I go with others, then Krishna will be more happy. So now I guess everybody can take. We are going back for guarantee, but if we go back, as many as possible together, that is more pleasing. And when we are in Mayapur, when people come, we should be treating others very nicely. That's what Guru Maharaj said the last class. Did you attend the last Guru Maharaj's class? He was saying that those who are in Mayapur, you should treat the visitor nicely. Then he said, at the end, very end of class, he said, how many of you are willing to serve the visitor? And then many devotees put the hand without hesitation. I didn't. Did you? And then they counted. Guru Maharaj said, how many percent? Guru Maharaj, and then others said, about 90% of devotees put the hand up. I was like, oh my God. 90% of devotees committed themselves to take care of the devotees who is coming from outside, just visitor, not even devotee. They take care of those visitors. That's wonderful, so nice. But the reason I didn't put the hand was, I was already thinking what I can do, more practical aspect. Of course, I want to do something, but I'm so sick. Winter is so cold. Summer is so hot. During a Bhakti Shastri, I have so much Bhakti Shastri work. Close to Janmashtami, I have to make a dress. My son broke the leg. Vishnu Panchaka, after Vishnu Panchaka, I'm so weak. So many reasons why I cannot do any service for a visitor. I already have so much responsibility. I have so much responsibility. Now I'm supposed to take care of the devotee. Outsider, that means I have to go out, and I like to lie down on my bed the whole day. How am I going to get out from the room? I think many devotees told me, "Oh, Kesavi, what are you doing? I didn't see you for a long time because I don't go out of the room so often." So, but Guru Maharaj wanted, so I was thinking what I'm going to do. I was thinking sometimes you have seen different little pandal or under the tree. Some devotee has a mic, and then visitors sit around the tree, and they're talking little talk, like I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes talk, and like visiting people come gathering around. I thought that is something maybe I like to do, but then I don't speak Bengali, so I need a translator. And I have again 10 different reasons why I cannot do, but then I thought that I like to do. Then one devotee came. Actually, this year, 3 groups of Japanese devotees came. Usually they don't come, but this time 3 groups of Japanese devotees came. So I thought maybe this can be also included. They came from Japan, and they know Mayapur, but they don't know so much. So I was taking them around different places of Parikram, and then I took them to my daughter's bakery. My daughter has, by the way, advertisement. My daughter has a bakery, and if you like bread, you may visit my daughter's bakery. It's called 7 Grain Bakery, and it's in the landscape also. And then after that, Guru Maharaj's class, another devotee, she's a Mongolian, but she is staying in Japan, and she was designer, so she was visiting, and she wanted to meet me, so I was talking with them, and I was taking care of a little bit, not as much as I should, but then I did a little bit. So I saw the Guru Maharaj, I didn't put the hand, I'm very sorry. I felt like I got the eye contact, but then I was feeling, I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj, I couldn't put the hand, but then I'm doing with my little tiny bit of something. I was thinking like that. Talking about that myself, now I'm going to talk about Prabhupada. How much Prabhupada is doing. Prabhupada is taking so much responsibility, not for himself, because for himself he is already liberated. He is already here, responsible in preparing himself for the next life. He is already liberated. But for others, for us, how much he is doing. And I thought so much to talk about Prabhupada, but then I thought it's nice to talk about what Prabhupada is doing this time, 1966 winter. That's in 1966 when Prabhupada went to America, first winter. So he never has experience of winter in America. It was so cold, and he never compromised. So he has his teen dhoti and his chada and stuff, and he has Swami hat. And then Dr. Mishra gave the coat, so he has that. And then someone gave him t-shirts, so he has t-shirts also. And then he was staying in Dr. Mishra's apartment, but then he didn't want to stay there. When he was staying in Dr. Mishra's apartment, means yoga studio, Dr. Mishra was providing all necessity. He didn't have to worry about renting and food costs and all that. But then he wanted to move to his own place, because in Dr. Mishra's ashram, Dr. Mishra liked Prabhupada, but then he didn't want Prabhupada to speak, because Dr. Mishra a little bit impersonal yoga. He liked physical yoga. One time he asked Prabhupada to speak about something. Then Prabhupada immediately starts chastising Dr. Mishra, that impersonal Sankaracharya is teaching, you are teaching, this is wrong, you have to worship Krishna. Then Dr. Mishra said, Swamiji, I really like you, but maybe you can sing some bhajan. Like that. So he didn't let Prabhupada speak afterward. So Prabhupada wanted to move to another place. Then he rented the place that is that $700 in the US was renting. It was cheap and it was like an office kind of place. No kitchen, no bathroom, not like a living facility, but he was living there. And then he was there alone, no servant, no follower, no disciple, but then he was happy in the beginning because now he can speak whatever he wants to speak about Krishna. For that reason he came. So he was happy. And then some people from Dr. Mishra's ashram, he knows Prabhupada, so they started coming to Prabhupada. And then they go to the restaurant nearby. That restaurant was the place for the happening. Means many young people, or little bit elder people including, they are looking for something higher, the spiritual. Then they come together, they discuss, did you see the Swami? Did you see that new Swami who was in Dr. Mishra's house? Now he has his own place. I went to visit, he's so fantastic. They started talking to each other. And then because of that restaurant, the gathering was there, and then mouth to mouth, they start to get to know about Prabhupada. They start to come to Prabhupada's that little apartment. Then Prabhupada very happy. They will spend with Prabhupada as much as time they want because Prabhupada was happy now he can talk about the Krishna consciousness, and it was going on. Then during this time, it was winter. I spoke a little bit last time, but then it's become Christmas time. Then he started first Christmas marathon. In ISKCON, they said that in Los Angeles they started first Christmas marathon, but Prabhupada himself, 1966, he started Christmas marathon. During a Christmas season, everyone go for shopping, but Prabhupada go to the bookstore to ask them to keep his book for selling. Then someone said, no, we are not interested. But Prabhupada asked them again and again, and they kept many of the books of Prabhupada in the bookshelf to sell. So it was selling quite good. So and he himself was going around distribute the book. So that was first, of course it was not ISKCON name yet, but that was first Christmas marathon. Prabhupada himself was going by himself, walking in the cold winter. Then library party. Library party, of course, we know the Swarupa Maharaj, yes, famous he was doing. But Prabhupada also gave the library his book, and he used to take the bus. He buy the ticket to get in a bus, and then he used to go. And he used to go to the library because he kept his book there. And then in the library book, I don't know in another country in America, they have book on the back, there is a little pocket or a record, and whoever is reading the book or taking it home, then they will write the name and something. So Prabhupada likes to look at that. Then he will say, wow, how many people is reading my book? And it's quite a few people are reading his book, and Prabhupada used to take pleasure doing that. So he was his first library distributor as well. Then not only good thing was happening, of course. Prabhupada used to go around by bus, and he used to look around that area. And if he sees some building, maybe this building is suitable for the Hare Krishna temple, Radha Krishna temple. He wanted the Radha Krishna temple. Then he found a particular place, and it was 7 lakh those days. And he was expecting Indian Prime Minister will support him, because you have seen that Prabhupada is giving a book to Indian Prime Minister, famous book. So he was very familiar with him. So he was thinking that Prime Minister of India will support, because that's a prestigious thing. Indian temple built in America, that is a big thing. For Indian country, it's also good. And then Prabhupada is very close to means familiar to him. So he was expecting that to happen. But suddenly when he was Prime Minister was in Russia, he had heart attack and he left the body. So that was gone. Then he was thinking, then one very wealthy person, he was so wealthy, so much money he has. And plus he was Radha Krishna's devotee. So he was thinking he will help. And he would write a letter, and then he said, yes, I will, Swamiji, I would like to help. Of course, Swamiji, you're doing great thing. But then for my idea, 7 lakh is too cheap. I was thinking, build the Indian temple means like we have Sri Lanka and Jagannath Puri, all the Indian structures. That cost millions of dollars, and that's what he wanted. He's rich, he wanted Indian structures, that's what he wanted. And then he wanted Indian people to be sent, and those who know how to build the temple according to Indian Vastu and all the Shastric. But then Prabhupada said it's not practical, we are just buying regular building. On the top of that, we can put a dominant chakra. And then that's wealthy person. He said, Swamiji, I'm very sorry, but I really don't think this is what I want. If you are going to do what I want, then I will send the money, no problem. But with this, I don't think it is satisfactory for my. Then he couldn't get. And then Prabhupada sent a letter many times, but it's not going to happen. Then he thought of God brothers. He asked different God brothers. God brothers, certainly they will help, because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted Hare Krishna movement to go out of the country and spread all over the world. And God brothers, surely they understand, I'm here in America, I'm alone, you got to help. Now it's building is here, there is a possibility. They said, no, nobody replied nicely, and then it was gone. Then he thought, at least this one person, she will help, Srimati Moralaji. He sent Prabhupada to America. And when Prabhupada wanted to go back to India, Srimati Moralaji said, Swamiji, you get your health back, and you have to get your mission fulfilled, then you should come back, only after that. Then Prabhupada said, surely she will help. Then Prabhupada asked her, can you send me one Muridanga? She did not answer. One Muridanga, she did not help. Then in that way, in this winter, when we are feeling a little bit cold here now, started putting the blanket and jacket. In this weather, Prabhupada in America, all around, no support, he was struggling. And he said, I'm doing this, all the inconvenience, because I have responsibility to fulfill the order of my spiritual master. That is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. A few minutes left, if any comment or question. By the way, I think Gopinath Prabhu gave the presentation this chapter, right? So when we are doing Bhakti Vaibhava, during a Bhakti Vaibhava, the teacher, facilitator, so this chapter is too much, too technological, too much, let the student do. So he gave the student to the presentation to cover this chapter. And nobody in the class wanted to do this chapter. Too much counting atom, how many atoms combine, then you can become this. No, I'm not going to do. So no teacher, no student wanted to do this chapter. And Gopinath Prabhu, who is sitting here, he took this chapter. He is a scientist, and he did a wonderful presentation. And because I didn't study, now I study a little bit. So it was a very important chapter. All glory to Gopinath Prabhu and Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Vaibhava, and Mayapur Institute, and whole Mayapur Dasi. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.